terms of decision making, how do you know which one's right? Similar to gut intuition feeling. Please don't come up with just decide. You always and always change your mind. So the answer is, how do you know which one's right? The answer is, you don't. That's just how life works. You don't know which is right. And, life doesn't give you an insurance policy and say, oh, here, let me save you from making mistakes. Making mistakes is only a mistake when you see it as a mistake. The mistakes, I think I said it in the business session the other day. You either get the result or you learn. There are no failures. So you could treat your life like that too, because you are the CEO of your life, you're in the business of your life. And you could treat things, the sooner you make the so-called mistakes, you get the learning. You either learn or you grow, you get the results, right? So you learn or you get the result. Either way you win. But when you see learning as a problem, then you might see that as a mistake. And if you're always trying to avoid mistakes, which again comes back to our survival instinct, right? Like we're always looking to not make a mistake because, hopefully we will avoid all mistakes. How about you change it to, the quicker I can make the mistakes, the quicker I can learn. And the more I learn, the less mistakes I'm going to make anyway, because the more experience I have. And I'm not saying like make stupid or silly mistakes, right? Like knowingly make silly mistakes. If you already know certain things are not going to work, then don't go down that path, right? But the sooner you allow yourself to learn, aka make mistakes, the sooner you get feedback. And the sooner you get feedback, the sooner you can kind of take that, integrate the learning into the thing, adjust, and chart course, in a maybe like a slightly different 1 degree away, or whatever the feedback was that you got. Right? Something didn't work in that way. Okay, so let me go in this direction, or let me make this change. So in terms of decision making, that's why I say decide. Make a decision. Because if you couldn't make a mistake, would you be so bothered about this whole decision making? Indirectly, if you want to talk energetics, what is it saying? You're learning trust. You're learning to trust yourself. You're learning to trust your gut. You're learning to trust your intuition. Right? These are all words that you used. You're learning to trust your guidance, your connection to the divine, if you want to talk energetically. And when you don't want to make a mistake and you want to know the right answer, the right decision, that's like saying, I don't trust, but I'm going to pretend like I do. Right? So part of developing your intuition, if you want to use that word, is practicing trusting. And practicing trusting means sometimes certain things, right, didn't go the way you thought you got the information. And it's like, oh, okay, was that my head saying it, or was that my intuition? Did my mind make it up really cleverly because the mind's very clever? Or was that actually a guidance, an intuition? Because you could say, oh, but my intuition should guide me always to a thing where I never make a mistake. No, that's your mind saying, I want to never make a mistake. I always want to make the right decision because I want to survive, right? Ultimately, if you break it down, it's like survival again. But if you say intuition, sometimes it will guide us down a path that the mind doesn't want to choose, but that's where we grow, that's where we meet bigger opportunities, possibilities, and more becomes possible in our life. So it's all in perspective. And still, My answer is make a decision.